Friends, the topic of today's podcast is be ahead, stay ahead. When you approach investing, you're always trying to do better in the future than you did in the past. While many people are obsessed with past performance, my belief is that it has a very limited bearing on our future accomplishments. In fact, if you are starting at the bottom of a bear market, like a few weeks ago or a decade ago in 2009 or in 2001, if you were looking at your past performance, what was it pointing to? Most probably it was pointing that you should exit investing and just keep your money in a safe place. So, past performance cannot be an indicator of anything, especially at a time when the cycle is at its worst. So, when you are starting investing around the time when the cycle is closer to its bottom, you can't be looking behind. You should be looking ahead. And when you look ahead, you should be able to get pointers about what will form the future and what will succeed then. Investing in the future will always vary significantly from the past after one market cycle ends and a new market cycle begins. We all hear this phrase that, oh, we are at the beginning of the mother of all bull markets. Now, that's a very nice phrase. But what we should be taking from that phrase is that it's early days, you need to think far ahead, and you need to ensure that your thinking is always ahead of others. It is this simple philosophy that we should bring into our investing at all points in time. It's not easy. When everybody is buying, for you to sell and go to cash requires extraordinary conviction. You need to believe so much in yourself that you don't bother about what others are deeply believing in. Often, your conviction goes against consensus. But that's the kind of belief that you should create when a bull market is in full force. Sometimes you may be early, but you will be right. While staying ahead, you will always be early. But remember one thing, if you stick to your beliefs and your beliefs are right, you will always be ahead and correct. It is this broad philosophy that I have applied in my life as an investor and more importantly in whatever I have done as an advisor. Doing differently, making choices which others are not willing to make, thinking ahead, and ensuring the investor has in his investment portfolio what others hardly believe in, but will come around to believe in. That, in the essence, is what I had curated in the ithought advisory when we began this model. And having tested one bull market, we have again stuck to the same belief by exiting what was most fashionable at the peak of the bull market. And at the bottom, we were invested exactly in those spaces where market fancy would first come to. Now, as we see the market fancy spreading and more people believing that the worst is behind, although the economic fundamentals are definitely impaired and we don't have evidence that the worst is behind, we would once again try to choose to do what is safe, what is prudent, and what is conservative. Many people think that safe, prudent, conservative, these are all associated with lower returns. Our experience in ithought advisory is exactly to the opposite. Let me give you a sample. When we began, we looked at FMCG and pharma, which were out of favor. And over years, these became the most favored. We bought mid caps and banking when they were out of favor. And then they became the most favored. When they became the most favored, we chose to exit them when we found that the froth was just too much to handle. Just now, we began this year with highest exposure in two spaces, gold and pharmaceutical. And look at what happened. Similarly, as we move forward, we believe in being ahead and staying ahead. What makes us do this? An institutionalized research mechanism. It's no more about me. We have a team of very young, driven, and competent people who keep studying all the companies which the mutual funds invest in and then see how the mutual funds are choosing from this basket of companies, nearly 1,000 of them, and evaluating which portfolio is better poised to perform in the future. So, interestingly, many times we had this experience where we tell the fund manager that your portfolio is superior to the others for the following reasons. Although the fund manager himself feels that he is underperforming and not in the top quartile. And when the market tide turns, interestingly, that fund manager does better than others. There is no connect to past performance in these assumptions. Just great company research and competent fund research. And it is this knowledge that we apply for every customer who comes to take our advice. And in doing so, we ensure that you're always kept ahead of the herd and you stay ahead of the herd. Sometimes it may feel like you're walking away too early from a party. But remember, attending a party should not leave you behind to do the cleanup. You should enjoy the party and leave the party before it's too late. And that, in essence, is what we wish to do for our investors and those who believe in ithought advisory, those who believe in our work and in our team. At this point, I want to once again commit on behalf of ithought advisory and our entire team that we will do whatever it takes so that you be ahead and stay ahead. Thank you very much for your support, and we look forward to working with you in the days ahead if you have still not experienced the good work we do. Thank you very much.